Hey mamas, I tried to record my weekly Facebook Live for you, but I had some tech glitches, so I'm re-recording this video for you. Today's topic was how I learned to love my boobs, belly, and thighs after having babies, and how you can too. And today I started off with a very personal story of how I learned to really love and respect my boobs, belly, and thighs, and really my whole entire body after birthing 2 children. So about a year after I gave birth to my second child, I noticed my 3-year-old son repeatedly pinching his tummy. And I observed him for a couple days and then asked him how his tummy was feeling and why he was squeezing himself like that. And he said, "Mommy, I saw you doing it." Yeah. The truth is that my belly had become what I thought was a real problem area after my daughter was delivered by C-section. My recovery was tough. I had a lot of lingering pain. I was exhausted from caring for 2 kids, and I didn't feel like exercising. I was still about 25 pounds up from my feel-good weight, and I just didn't like it. The stubborn layer of fat around my middle felt really uncomfortable. It felt sort of foreign to me, and most definitely it felt unsexy. And I want to point out here that I felt unsexy not because I was heavier or carrying weight in a new place, but because I had turned against myself. And it's almost impossible to feel sexy when you've turned against yourself, right? I was fixated on my bigger belly. I was no longer in a state of respect or appreciation for my body. In that postpartum moment, I was taking a stand against my body. I was on the other team, the takedown team, right? The take myself down team. I was also rejecting compliments from my husband. I was wanting to hide behind clothes. I was starting to avoid certain positions during intimacy to avoid feeling exposed. It wasn't good. I was letting my belly affect my confidence, and it was rippling out into my relationship, not only to my husband, but my relationship with pleasure itself. This negative banter was growing louder. My inner critical voice was getting nastier, right? And we all know what that sounds like when you're standing in the mirror, pinching your body and saying things like, "Oh, this is disgusting. What is this? You're so fat. This is the belly you never thought you'd have." And the scary thing for me is that I'm a really body positive person, right? I love myself. That's what I teach and share with other women. But I had lost touch with that. And I wasn't really aware, though, that I had slipped back into such a negative habit. And so the lack of love and celebration for my postpartum body was not only taking hold in the way I was speaking to myself internally, but it was showing up in the ways that I touched myself. And my little 3-year-old son was right. I was unconsciously poking and prodding and squeezing my belly in an unloving way, in a disrespectful way, in front of him. And I was devastated when I realized that I'd been doing that. Not only was I upset that I was being cruel to myself, but I was horrified that I was doing it unconsciously in front of my kids. And my son's mimicking behavior sounded a wake-up call to release my body shaming and to get back on track with an affirmation practice that's really rooted in sexy self-love and body respect. And this is actually a practice and a philosophy that I'd been working with since my early 20s. And so I marched myself into the mirror and stripped down to my underwear and my bra and began speaking out self-love affirmations like, "My tummy is healthy and supple. I respect this belly that held 2 babies. There is strength and softness in my middle, and I honor the power and the punch." And for me, the key to creating success with these affirmations and actual change in the amount of love and respect that I felt for myself was putting my hands on my belly and making deep eye contact to myself in the mirror. And I was literally creating a romance with myself, giving myself compliments as I touched myself in a loving way. And yes, sometimes I laughed or cringed or cried while I said things to myself as well. But I committed to the process daily. I caressed my belly throughout the day at the office and the grocery store. I also decided to bare my belly rolls at hot yoga, and I challenged myself to stare at my belly's reflection in the mirror with a gaze of softness and love and pride and respect instead of judgment and disgust. Yes, standing there in only my sports bra did take a lot of confidence, But that in itself felt like a turn on. That in itself felt like a reconnection to who I am. And I began to feel more comfortable in my new body. And the hatred that I directed towards my midsection began to fade away, even if my actual middle didn't. And I also did this practice with my other body parts too. I did it with my breasts that had turned into deflated pancakes, with my thighs that had refused to let go of the 1,000 ice cream sundaes I ate while I was pregnant, and with my bum, which seemed to get flatter as my thighs got rounder. Because here's the thing, right? As moms and as women, our shape is always changing. Our weight goes up and down our whole lives, and especially so throughout the experience of pregnancy and postpartum, right? That's a given. So then why do we give our weight so much weight? Yeah, why do we give our changing body so much power over how gorgeous and sexy and confident and deserving we should feel? And it's not because we're conditioned to think that our body's ever-changing size is normal or can be joyful, right? We're conditioned to think that we should strive only to be smaller, and that the process must be joyless and full of negative self-talk and deprivation and comparison. And that sucks. Not just for us, and let's admit it, bashing ourselves sucks. It makes us feel bad. It takes our mood down. It adds more stress and angst and negativity to our lives, right? But it also has a negative effect on our relationships and our sex life. Because if you're feeling awful about your body, it may keep you from feeling totally sexually free and expressive with your partner. If you're focusing on how your breasts or belly looks, it can keep you from being fully present in the moment of pleasure, right? It is nearly impossible to welcome your partner's sexual adoration of you, or even just their compliments or flirtation, if you yourself feel disconnected from your body, right? If you don't feel you deserve the pleasure based on the size of your thighs. And here's the kicker, and I know you already got this from the story I just shared with you about my son, but when you are bashing your body, it is setting the worst example for your kids, who 100% pick up on the way you feel about yourself. Your kids will do what you do, and they will say what you say, and they will treat themselves the way that you treat yourself. So it's time to empower yourself, to love and respect your body, to love and respect your boobs and your belly and your thighs and any other part that you have been down on since having babies, right? Because the bottom line is this: your body is begging for your love and craving your positive attention and your respect. And so as a starting place, I'm inviting you to try out the self-love practice that has brought me back to a state of body love and respect time and time again. I call it transforming negative body banter into sexy self-love affirmations. Yes, try it with me. Step 1 is to stand in the mirror, and instead of berating yourself, I want you to nurture yourself with self-loving, celebratory, and respectful affirmations like, my body is healthy and supple and gorgeous. My curves are extra in all the right ways. My soft belly carried 2 beautiful babies. My stretch marks are shiny and they show off how flexible I am, and on, right? For whatever body part you find you're focusing on in a negative way. And then step 2, when you feel ready to take it up a notch, is to add in a layer of sensuality to your affirmations, right? I am so sexy, just as I am. My bum is sensual and desirable and worthy of being adored. My breasts are sweet and petite and perfectly kissable. Now, you may be rolling your eyes at me at this point, wondering, how do I get from hating my deflated boobs to calling them sweet and petite and perfectly kissable? And all I can say to that is just practice. Just get over yourself and override your negative thinking for just long enough to try the exercise, and then try it again, because building self-respect for your body takes practice. Building confidence for your body takes practice. Building real love and celebration for your body takes practice, okay? And step 3, and this is hugely important, especially if you have a habit of poking and prodding and squeezing your wobbly bits. Step 3 is to put your hands on your body, right in the part that you've been bashing, and give it a rub, a caress, a sense of pressure that feels good. Hold yourself all while you're saying your affirmations. And say to yourself, I'm excited to touch my body. This body deserves my touch and my partner's touch too. Yeah. And even if it feels funny or awkward or false, don't quit telling yourself these affirmations in the mirror. Keep saying them until you feel them, until you feel that respect start to become solid, until you feel the love become real, until you feel the acceptance of your new body really take hold. Yeah. And then once you're in a really positive practice with this, once you're feeling the love, I hope that you'll call your kids in to do this practice with you, albeit leaving out the more sensual aspects of the compliments you give yourself. Yeah, I want you to show your kids how you hug yourself and how you give yourself compliments, and talk about it, what it means to respect your body just as it is, as it grows and changes. And ask them, what do you love about your body? Your strong arms, your soft skin, your huggable belly. And then start celebrating each other, compliment each other, yeah? Turn on some music and make it feel like a party, or do it in a way that's however it's better suited towards your own personal style and vibe with your kids, yeah? How does that sound? I want you to be unafraid to change your patterns with this, because it is this kind of active affirmation and active verbal celebration of your own body that's going to create a culture of self-love and respect and true body positivity in your family, with you as the fearless leader. Yeah. So now I want you to go and try this practice. Start actively celebrating your body and changing the way you feel about yourself, because how you treat yourself, it's always in your control. So treat yourself right. Yeah. Do this practice to feel good and juicy and feminine and strong and respectful. Do it to set an example for your kids, and also do it for your partner too, because they are going to be psyched to witness this beautiful, confident shift in you. Yeah. By sprinkling a few little doses of this sexy, self-loving mirror work into your soul each day, you're going to start to change the way you see and treat your body. And I think you're going to find that celebrating yourself is going to be way more fun than bashing yourself. That I know for sure. Awesome. Okay, thanks for watching. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts on this practice and also on bringing your kids in to try it with you. So leave me a comment and feel free to share your challenges or struggles or questions about it too. As always, please share this video with another mama who needs to see it. And if you want more inspiration and tools to feel like a more satisfied mama and have better communication with your partner and better sex, surf the tools at databmyers.com and grab my free video resources. And there's a ton of good stuff for you to look at over there. Thanks for tuning in, and I wish you a fantastic experience loving and respecting yourself. Ciao.